The news of the day, Blake Griffin has been bought out by the Detroit Pistons, and Chase, we kind of saw this coming.
Yeah, this has been in the works for a long time. Pistons and Griffin have agreed to a buyout. And really what it came down to for Detroit and Blake Griffin is the fact that his contract sucks if you're the Pistons. So Detroit could not find a trade partner, and now you're looking at a situation where you have what once was one of the most exciting and explosive players of all time hitting the market as a free agent. He is free to sign with any team, and we're going to go through soon some of the top options for Blake Griffin to hop on board with, and a lot of them, if not all of them, are contenders looking to make playoff pushes and try to bring back a Larry O'Big.
Yeah, and it's kind of been a weird downfall, Chase, as this was, like you said, one of the exciting players in the NBA, and they trade him to Detroit, which he wasn't happy about at the time, and a couple years later, can't stay healthy and just hasn't been the same guy.
When he was with the Los Angeles Clippers, it was must-watch television every single night. Lob City was going crazy. CP3, DeAndre Jordan, Blake Griffin, J.J. Redick making it rain from deep.
Yep.
And Blake Griffin in his prime, when he was healthy, just an athletic specimen who every single night was a human highlight reel. Now, his tenure in Los Angeles, it came to an ugly end, and it was really unfortunate to see how it all transpired. He was salty about it because he agreed to a massive extension to stay in Los Angeles.
Yep.
He gets traded to the Pistons, and you're like, oh man, that just stinks. A medium-level market, a franchise that's kind of been in the dumps. And not only has the team been mediocre to bad, now they're terrible, but Blake Griffin's game has fallen off a cliff, and it's been really rough to watch Blake Griffin's game really just diminish over the years. He is not the same player that he once was from an athletic standpoint, but we take a look at the numbers right here. It's not good. 12 points per game, 5 rebounds, and look at the field goal and three-point percentage. A couple years ago, it looked as though Blake Griffin was entering into a different segment of his career where since he lost a little bit of that explosiveness, he turned into a better outside shooter and was hitting threes at a decent clip for a big man, but now 36.5% from the field, 32% just under that from three-point range, and Blake Griffin's game has just fallen off. So you can't expect Blake Griffin to go somewhere and drop 20 to 10. He's not that guy anymore. He's going to go to a contender, and really all he's going to do, he's going to bring that contender possible front court depth off the bench.
Yeah, and I think you mentioned a lot of good points there. It's not just the athleticism is gone. Like we've seen in recent years, he kind of became that playmaking point forward type, but now the efficiency is waning. I think he's lost confidence, and I don't think he trusts his body either. I do think there's going to be some suitors out there. I think a team like the Celtics who need a big, I don't know if he's the right fit, but I think they'll show some interest. Brooklyn is all over the buyout market, as they should be. The Golden State Warriors would like to make a move. Maybe this is a possible fit for them as well. Both LA teams, Chase, I think could make some sense. The Clippers, that thing kind of ended weird, but maybe you right that wrong and bring him back to play out with the Clippers as well. Then Miami and Portland, a couple of other teams that have been mentioned as well. But to your point, Chase, I think if you're a fan base of a team that's going to get Blake Griffin, or like I'll compare it to DeMarcus Cousins, wherever he lands, don't expect this to be 4 years ago. Like,
no.
If you can get 10, 11 points off the bench, a little more efficient than he's been this year, I think you're feeling pretty happy at that point because that's just who he is at this point in time. So we'll ask you guys to predict it. Which team will sign Blake Griffin? Go ahead and let us know down in the comments section. Go ahead and predict where you think he'll end up signing. Today's show is presented by Manscaped. You can get all kinds of awesome products at manscaped.com/chat, 20% off plus free shipping, including the perfect package, which is headlined by the Lawnmower 3.0. Chase, I almost gave up on shaving downstairs a couple of years ago because I kept getting razor burns, some scratches. It was a problem, but then Manscaped reached out and was like, hey, we're your friends. Give us a chance. It's been a life-changing experience, and trust me, my wife agrees as well. It is a big-time product. Chase, I know you've gotten in on the Manscaped game as well.
I have. Now, I'm not jealous of you from that standpoint because I'm not as sensitive down there, but I will say this, and in all honesty, I have a to-do list for this weekend because I just moved to Dallas last week. I have a lot of things I have to do. I have to set up the apartment. I have to get things organized. I want to explore the city a little bit more, but Drove from Pennsylvania to Nashville last week, from Nashville to Dallas all week. I've been kind of learning the ropes here at Chat Sports, so I haven't had an opportunity to kind of maintain everything downstairs. So one thing that is on my to-do list this weekend, it's all thanks to Manscaped. Got to clean it up.
Got some catching up to do. Go to manscaped.com/chat. Get 20% off plus free shipping all of their amazing products. That link will be in the comments, and it'll be in the description. Let's get into the latest Lakers news and rumors here on Chat Sports. PJ Tucker continues to be connected to LA and several other teams, but for the Lakers, I think this is a more realistic target.
It is. And at this point of his career, I don't think the Rockets are going to demand an overwhelmingly crazy haul.
No.
You look at the fit here. The Lakers have been linked to PJ Tucker for a long time. Versatile defender with veteran experience. The Rockets would like a young player in return, and we're going to get to some potential PJ Tucker trade proposals here in a little bit. But this would be a good fit for the Lakers. They, like the Celtics, need a front court presence, but the need there isn't as demanding. This would be more of a backup option for the Lakers, and as we know, when LeBron builds teams, he really likes to have savvy veterans with a bunch of playoff experience, and PJ Tucker would fill that role.
I was just going to say, not to cut you off there, Tucker, this is a classic LeBron
Classic
trade.
LeBron
Let's
move.
get a guy who's been around for 12 years, on a better team, can knock down that corner three, and can defend and give you minutes off the bench. Like, that's PJ Tucker in a nutshell. This is a typical LeBron trade. And to be fair and to be frank, yeah, the numbers are down. The Rockets are a mess. That roster doesn't fit together. They've taken on some weird contracts to try and get some assets back that they lost over the years, trying to stay in win-now mode. I think you get PJ Tucker to L.A. I think it's a good move, but more importantly and more realistically, it's actually a guy they could go and trade for, because you know how it goes as you get closer to the trade deadline. Oh, LeBron or the Lakers, are they going to trade for Bradley Beal? That's not realistic.
Not at all.
They can't absorb his $30 million contract unless they trade AD, which they're not going to do. PJ Tucker, cheaper guy, last year of his deal, veteran type of player that LeBron likes to help bolster that roster. And to your point, that front court's been a little bit thin, so I do think the closer and closer we get to the deadline here, PJ Tucker to LA could make some sense, and you slide him in on this bench, and I think he gives you 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes a game on any given night.
Yeah, so you look at the bench names there: Alex Caruso, Wesley Matthews, Kyle Kuzma, Talen Horton-Tucker, Montrezl Harrell. Of those names, somebody that the Lakers might have to part with, you might be looking at a package that includes maybe Alex Caruso, who could be due $10 million next year. Talen Horton-Tucker is LeBron is a big fan of Talen Horton-Tucker, so maybe you have to part with him. I will say this, though. Not only would PJ Tucker be a good addition to LA, but if I'm putting a power rankings list of some guys that I want to take on a back alley brawl with, PJ
Yes.
Tucker is right there. And when it comes to the playoffs, in all seriousness, when the games get more physical, PJ Tucker is a great guy to have coming off the bench. He's going to beat you up a little bit.
He might be part of that closing five.
Yeah,
in some
for sure.
Games. He can defend multiple guys. I think it makes sense. Now, the Rockets do want a young player in return. That's what they're looking for if they ship out Tucker. I think Caruso's the name that's going to make sense, and I'll give you a couple of reasons why. And I know Laker Nation's going to freak out because they love Caruso, and for good reason. He's a good, energetic young player off the bench. But to your point, his market might be out of range for LA this offseason. So if you can get Tucker, who would probably help you more now for this year, which is all you should focus on if you're a Lakers fan, I think it's worth it. I would much rather part ways with him than Talen Horton-Tucker, who could be a legitimate starter in the NBA, whereas I don't know if Caruso's ever going to reach that level. So this is the trade idea, straight up. Tucker for Caruso, who says no? Type L for Lakers, type R for Rockets. I think both say yes. I think it's a win-win for both. Rockets get a young piece chase, and the Lakers get a win-now player.
It's unfortunate what's happened to Paul Silas, the head coach for the Houston Rockets. He had to deal with that. Stephen Silas, sorry, his father, legendary coach Paul Silas. But you know, the James Harden situation happened, and then once Harden is traded, that team starts to find a groove, and then they had to deal with some injuries. They've gone downhill since. So it's smart for the Houston Rockets standpoint to part with a guy like PJ Tucker, bring a young asset back, whether that be Alex Caruso or possibly a Tucker for Tucker trade straight up.
If you're a Lakers fan, subscribe to our Lakers channel. You see the link below. It's youtube.com/LakersTV. If you're watching live on Chat Sports, that is the place to go if you want more Lakers news and rumors and a lot more content as well as we get closer and closer to the NBA trade deadline. One more time, it's youtube.com/LakersTV. Chatsports.com/NBA Green. St. Patty's Day is almost here, and Celtics fans more than any, but we got gear for all NBA teams. Get your gear today. Some of this stuff is on sale at chatsports.com/NBA Green. And here's the deal. We got t-shirts, we got hats, we got socks, we got all kinds of stuff for all 30 NBA teams. You get your St. Patty's gear now, you never have to buy it again because St. Patty's is every single year. Get some green gear, chatsports.com/NBA Green, especially Celtics fans. You could wear that stuff year-round.
Oh, you could, especially St. Patty's or if they make a playoff run.
Exactly.
Either of it works.
The clover, it always applies in Boston. You look at the NBA All-Star game now. Chase, the draft went down last night, and it's entertaining as always. There were some funny things that happened. I got to tell you, though, Team LeBron, I think dunks on Team Durant.
I'm going with Team LeBron in a 7-game series, and I don't even think it's that close. Now, it's crazy what the coronavirus has done to the sports schedule because we were talking in the office this week and we were like, wait, is the NBA All-Star break coming up? Yeah. After Joel Embiid dropped 40 and 19 against the Utah Jazz, that was the Sixers' last game of the first half of the season. I was watching that and I was like, wow, they don't play again for another few days. That's just crazy. But you look at this roster right here. I'm going with Team LeBron, both the starting lineup and the reserves. Look at this reserve list. Damian Lillard, Chris Paul, Ben Simmons, Jaylen Brown. We continue on with Paul George, Domantas Sabonis, who is one of the most underrated players in the league, by the way. Rudy Gobert, who went, I think, last in that draft last night, as well as Jaylen Brown. Team LeBron over Team Durant, no doubt.
Yeah, and I just look at this, too, and we're just kind of scrolling through the lineups here as we talk. Like, Kevin Durant's not a future GM. Let's just get that out there. He's soft by drafting his boy Kyrie with his first pick.
You knew that was going to happen.
Loyalty's out the window for the All-Star break, but apparently not when you're How about this? Durant's only loyal when it's the All-Star game. Any other time, guy's not loyal at all. Makes no sense whatsoever. I ain't Team LeBron if they actually care. We never know at the All-Star break. I think it's blowout city. I think they're going to crush Team Kevin Durant here on Sunday night.
Yeah, Team Durant. We go to Team Durant, James Harden, Devin Booker, Donovan Mitchell, Zach LaVine. So, look, this is what it comes down to, and people can hop in the comment section if you want. Which All-Star squad do you like? And we want you to type your comments in the comment section. If you like Team LeBron, we want you to type LBJ. If you like Team Durant, type KD. Obviously, it's the All-Star game, man. So both teams are going to be stacked, but if you have to pick one, I think it's Team LeBron. I think he did a better job of rounding out the roster, picking some of the better players. But we look at the comment section right now, it seems overwhelmingly that the audience is going with Team LBJ. So that means that everybody out there is smart because you're agreeing with me, Chase, and him, Harrison.
Exactly. Team LeBron all day. I'm getting my LBJs in the comments.